Hello friends, a very warm welcome to the Crochet Hook channel. Today I feel very delighted to present you all with this beautiful, stunningly awesome looking crochet bag. I have created it using crochet popcorn stitch flower square motif, the pattern for which I have already shared in my channel. Accessorize the bag using this tassel, how to make a tassel and how to attach it. I have already shared the video regarding it in my channel. Go ahead and check that out. Added the wooden handles here to hold the bag. You can add crocheted handles as well. Nextly, let's have a look onto the side of this bag. Here I have added puff flowers. Already shared the pattern for the puff flowers in my channel. At the top of this bag, the zipper is added. So you can hold this and stretch it and open it like this. At this end of the zipper, I've added this small square motif to secure this end. Let's have a look onto the inside. See, this bag is very spacious onto the inside and it's very properly being lined with the fabric and padded well on all the sides. So it has such a form and texture. This bag really looks beautiful and you can very beautifully team it up with any of your favorite attires, be it formal, casual, ethnic, whatever. Just pick any attire and it will definitely go beautifully with it. Go ahead and check the pattern for the square motif, for the tassel and for this puff flowers that have been already shared in my channel. And for my friends who are joining me here for the first time, please do consider subscribing to my channel. That means a lot. And I welcome you all. Having all that been said, let's go ahead and crochet this beautiful bag together. Here I have taken yarn of my choice in 3 colors, a crochet hook of 3.0 millimeters, a pair of scissors, cotton thread and needle, a ruler, a zipper, few safety pins, few stitch markers, and nextly I have here a pair of wooden handles to attach to my bag. Nextly, for the lining, I'm using 2 materials. Firstly, here I have this pure cotton fabric to line the bag, and nextly I'm using this thin sheet of foam also along with the fabric to line my bag, as this foam really gives a form and structure to the bag. This is completely optional. I have already shared the pattern for this crochet popcorn stitch flower square motif in my channel. Please check that out and prepare 2 such squares for the bag. So then we are going to work the side and the bottom panel for the bag. So then work a slip knot. This is how I prefer to work my slip knots, and then chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So we have 16 chains made. Then skip 2 chains, insert the hook into the 3rd chain and work 1 SC single crochet. Then insert the hook into the next chain, work 1 SC. Again into the next chain, work 1 SC. Work 1 SC into the next chain, 1 SC into the next chain like this, and we're just going to work SC till the end. So just keep counting and working SCs, and at the end of this row here we should have a total of 14 SCs worked. So here I have all my 14 SCs worked, row 1 completed. Nextly, just count it, you should have total of 14 SCs worked. For the next round, chain 1 and turn the work. Into the very first SC, insert the hook, work 1 SC. Into the next SC, work 1 SC. Simple row, work 1 SC atop each of the SCs below. Just go like this, and again we are just maintaining the total number of SCs to 14. So at the end of every row that we're going to work, we should have a total of 14 SCs. Simple pattern, working SC rows one onto another. And then in this last chain 2 space, work 1 SC here. 2 rows worked. Chain 1 again, turn the work. Insert the hook into the very first SC, work 1 SC. Work 1 SC into the next SC. 1 SC into the next SC. Work 1 SC into the next SC. Simply keep working 1 SC into every SC below till you reach the end. We are creating the panel for the side walls of the bag and for the bottom of the bag. So we have 3 rows created here, and just like this, keep working to and fro the rows of SCs till you reach the length of your square side. It has to be of the same length as the side of your square motif. So go ahead and work to and fro the SC rows just like this. Here I have finished this here, and I have crocheted a total of 50 rows here, 50 rows of SCs, and then onto this length side we are going to work a simple border of SCs. So then into this very corner where we have our yarn joined, insert the hook into this very SC in the corner SC here and work 2 more SCs in the same space. So we have a total of 3 SCs here in the corner. Nextly, hold the piece like this, and into the next space, that is the next row of the SCs, work 1 SC. Into the next row of the SC, work 1 SC. Into the next rows of the SCs, row of the SC, work 1 SC. Work 1 SC into the next row, sideways, 1 SC into the next row. Simple. We are simply lining this length portion of this panel with SCs. So into every row at its periphery, just keep working 1 SC like this. Into every SC row, at the edge of it, just work 1 SC like this. And just move like this till you reach this corner here. So I'm just reaching this next corner of this length side. A few more SCs to go. And then into this corner SC here, work 2 SCs into this corner SC. 1 and 1 more into the same space, and then insert the hook into this next SC, work a slip stitch. So again we have 3 SCs in this corner, and nextly into the next SC work a loose slip stitch like this. We just want to reach this corner here, working slip stitches. So just work loose slip stitches across into every SC ahead like this. We just want to reach the next corner. Simple. As we already have SCs onto the breadth side, we will simply border the length side of this panel. So we reach the corner here, and in the corner, so here in this corner then, insert the hook in this space and work 1 and 2 SCs. So then we have 3 SCs here again in the corner, and nextly we're going to work the border of SCs along the length side here. So then insert the hook into the next SC row, longitudinally work 1 SC here, work 1 SC into the next SC row, work 1 SC into the next SC row, Just keep working one SE into every SE row ahead, longitudinally at its periphery like this. Simple, just the way we did on to the other side. So just move like this till you reach this next corner here. So I've reached this corner here, and nextly into this next space work one SE, into the next space work one SE, and here then work one SE into this very stitch again. So we have 3 corner stitches again, and work a slip stitch in the very first SE to join this round here. So this panel is completely lined on all the sides with SEs. We have not worked SEs on this side as we already have SEs here. We just bordered the length sides, and this gets finished here. Create 2 more panels with the same dimensions, keeping the same number of stitches and same number of rows. In my case, I worked 14 stitches, 14 SEs, and a total of 50 rows I have worked here. So create 2 more panels like this. We should have a total of 3 such panels. 2 will go for the sides of the bags and 1 will be added to the bottom of the bag. So then work a slip knot and tie the knot to secure the thread there. And nextly we have this square motif here, and I just want to work 1 more row atop this last row. So I'll just join the same shade into any of the corner. You can join the color, and we'll work 1 border along all the sides of SCs, working SCs all the way round. So just tie the knot here in the corner, and inside the hook pull up a loop, chain 1, and into the same chain 2 space of the corner work 1 SC. Again inside the hook into the same chain 2 space and work 1 more SC. So we have 2 SCs here, then chain 2, and into the same chain 2 space of the corner here work 2 more SCs, 1 and 2. So we have kind of created this corner here, the very first corner created, 2 SCs, 2 chain, 2 SCs. And then we have DCs ahead. Into every DC ahead, just keep working 1 SC atop each of the DCs. So then work 1 SC into the next SC, work 1 SC into the next DC, like this. Again work 1 SC into the next DC, 1 SC into the next DC. Simple. Just keep working 1 SC atop every DC below, like this, all the way till you reach the corner, where we'll again create the corner with 2 SCs, 2 chain and 2 SCs. So here I'm reaching the next corner here, and working my last SCs in the DCs, and then into this corner chain 2 work 2 SCs, 1 and 2, then chain 2, again work 2 more SCs in the same chain 2 space of the corner. Simple. And again just work 1 SC atop each of the DCs in the row below, as we just did. Simple. Just keep moving and working 1 SC atop every DC, and in the corner we work 2 SC, 2 chain, 2 SC. So work all the way around, and I'll see you at the end here. And in the corner we just work 2 SC, 2 chain, 2 SC. So here I have worked this border of SCs on all the sides of the square, just as I told, and here I am reaching this corner here, working my last SC, and then into this very first SC inside the hook and work a slip stitch to join this round here. So we have created a small border around this square motif. Nextly, into the next SC work 1 slip stitch loosely like this. Into the next SC of the corner work 1 slip stitch loosely like this, and then into this chain 2 of the corner work 1 more slip stitch to reach this corner chain 2 space here. Pull this loop up a little bit like this. Now flip this motif so that the wrong side of the motif is facing you. Insert the hook through this chain 2 space, onto the front side and pull up the loop, take it out onto the wrong side, the side that is facing you now, like this. We simply wanted to take the loop out on the wrong side from the corner, and now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3 yarn over, and around the next SC below work 1 FPDC, front post double crochet. Yarn over around the next SC below, like this, work 1 FPDC, front post double crochet. Again into the next SC below, work 1 FPDC, like this. This is how it looks. We have created a couple here. Yarn over around the next SC below, work 1 front post double crochet. I apologize for this out of focus section here. It will soon resume. Again around the next SC, work 1 FPDC, like this. Simple pattern. This is how it looks on this side. We are creating FPDCs all along into every SC below. And we simply want to reach the next corner working FPDCs. So then yarn over around the next SC, work 1 FPDC. Around the next SC, work 1 FPDC. Yarn over around the next SC, work 1 front post double crochet, like this. Simple round and just keep moving till you reach this very next corner here. We just want to reach the very next corner, working FPDCs all the way up here till here. So here I am reaching this corner here. I have worked all my front post double crochets all the way from this corner, and I am reaching the other side here. So then around the next SC I am working my FPDC. Around the next corner SC I am working my FPDC. So I have worked 2 FPDCs in the corner SCs here, and then into this chain 2. Before this chain 2 I just worked 2 FPDCs into the 2 SCs of the corner, then chain 2 and turn the work. Yarn over into the next FPDC below, work 1 HDC, half double crochet. Yarn over into the next FPDC below, work 1 HDC, half double crochet. Yarn over into the next FPDC, work 1 HDC. Yarn over into the next FPDC, work 1 HDC. Into the next FPDC, work 1 HDC. Simple. Just keep working 1 HDC atop every FPDC below, like this. In this row, we'll just move like this, working HDCs atop every FPDC ahead till reach this corner here. So move all the way and I'll see you here. So I'm just reaching this next corner, and in this last chain 2 also work 1 HDC to end this row here. Then chain 2, turn the work. We have created 1 row of FPDC and 1 row of HDC above it, and we'll go for 3 more rows. So then turn the work and yarn over into the next HDC, work 1 HDC. Yarn over into the next HDC, work 1 HDC. Yarn over into the next HDC, work 1 HDC. Into the next HDC, work 1 HDC, simple row. Just keep working 1 half double crochet into every half double crochet below, like this. So just like this, keep working HDCs till you reach this corner here. So I'm just reaching this corner, the next corner, working my HDCs all the way. A couple more to go. Then in this top second chain in the hook and work the last HDC of this row here. 1 row of FPDC and then 2 rows of HDCs are worked. So then create 2 more rows of HDCs just like this, working to and fro, the same way we did here earlier, and I'll see you after 2 rows. So here I have worked my other 2 rows of HDCs also, and so this section is completed here. Put a knot In the corner, cut the thread, secure the knot well. Now if I lie it down like this will be the upper section of the bag and this will be the lower section of the bag. This panel we have created to attach our zipper here. So this flap will be used to attach the zipper. And the way we have lined this, bordered this square motif and created this panel on one of the sides of this crochet motif, just create the same way around the next crochet motif as well and keep it ready for the bag. We should have two such. Now take this panel that we already had crocheted for the bottom and for the sides, and here this is the thin sheet of foam that I have cut out, and this thin sheet of foam is just a little bit smaller, around the size of 1 SC, smaller than this crocheted panel on all the sides. See? So just trace it well and cut that out. We're going to line this panel with this thin sheet of foam, and also we need this cotton fabric for the lining as well, and this cotton fabric has to be bigger than this thin sheet of foam. It has to be around 1 finger width bigger on all the sides from this thin sheet of foam like this, because we simply want to fold this cotton fabric like this around this sheet of foam, and we want to hold the two pieces together. So then put a safety pin like this, because later we'll be sewing it, so it will be easy if we put the safety pins or eye pins, whatever you have, on the sides like this. Keep folding the fabric around this sheet and keep putting the safety pins or eye pins all around. So I have pinned the length and then onto this width side also. Fold the fabric and simply put the safety pin. I'm putting the pin in the corner like this. In the next corner also secure the pieces together with the safety pin. Secure this end also the same way. So this panel is all pinned up, and now we want to keep it on this crocheted panel. And again I'm going to put the safety pin on the width side on both the sides to hold the three pieces together this time. Simply just put two safety pins on both the sides of the width here. And secure it with the safety pin like this. Now I have my needle with the thread, and in this corner, this is how I'm going to secure it, sew it here. Insert the hook, insert the needle from the back side of this panel, and see I'm only going to sew in the fabric. Very carefully, I'll just work the invisible hem. First secure the corner here with the knots. And remember, I'm only sewing into the fabric, not at all I'm inserting my needle into this thin sheet of foam. And then from here, I'll begin working this invisible hem like this. Keep smaller stitches like this. And remember to only work in the fabric, in the cotton fabric, and not through this sheet of foam. just keep working this simple invisible hem like this. See how neat and clean it looks, and we go just like this all the way. Only insert the needle through this cotton fabric and not at all through this sheet of foam. And in this corner again, I'll secure it really well with the crocheted fabric. A couple of knots here in the corner, and then I'll move ahead. So then move on to the length side the same way. Working tight invisible hem. See how neat and clean it looks, and it's a very strong stitch as well. So we moved till here, and just like this, go all the way round till you reach this first corner here and sew it well. See, I have sewn it till here, and see how beautiful and neat and clean it looks. So here I have sewn it all well and reached this beginning here, and in the corner I'll just secure the two pieces again with a couple of knots here in the corner itself. And then I would like to secure my thread into this fabric only like this. Cut that extra thread, and our panel is well lined with the fabric as well as this sheet of foam lining. And this looks really neat and clean on all the sides. This is the front side that will show up on the front. And the same way, line the other two pieces, the crochet pieces that we already had crocheted, and get them ready for the use nextly. And nextly, take this square motif, and we're going to line this too with the fabric and the foam. Here I have this sheet of foam cut in square, and nextly I have taken two kinds of fabric to line it onto the inside. See? And this lower fabric will be showing up, and this will be on the inside of the bag, and this is the right side of both the pieces put together like this. This is the wrong side of this piece, this is the wrong side of that piece. So put the two pieces like this with their right sides onto the inside, and then keep this sheet of foam atop this arrangement, and we simply want to mark the sides, three sides of this square like this, as we'll be sewing onto this line that we are marking. Remember, these are the wrong sides of the two pieces that are on the outside. I'm talking of the fabric pieces. Then on this side also, mark the edge like this, and on the third side also mark the edge. We just want to sew it on three sides, so I have marked three side edges here, and nextly I have my thread with the needle, and grab any of the sides where you want to begin, and here I am simply going to stitch the two fabric pieces together, working running stitch. like this. This is a strong stitch and it really holds the fabrics together, and it really gets fast as well. So just work running stitch like this, sewing it on the marked edge here like this. Grab 2 to 3 stitches at a time and pull this thread till taut. Stretch the fabric and again go ahead the same way and just keep sewing the 3 sides. Remember, we don't have to sew the 4th side, so then just work it till here, the 3 sides. So here we have a little larger margin on after the hem, and I would simply trim it down like this. So on all the 3 sides where I have sewn the fabrics together, I'll just trim the extra fabric, keeping a few millimeters after the hem like this. And remember, this is the wrong sides of both the fabrics, that is on the outside. Having cut the extra fabric, now take the inside of this pouch out. Now the front or the right side of both the fabric pieces is now on the front. A kind of pouch is created here, see, and nextly take your sheet of foam and slip it into this pouch like this. Place the corners well with the help of your fingers, all stretched out and placed well. And we'll be tucking this fabric nextly. So then take your crocheted fabric, flip it so that the wrong side is facing you. And here I'm going to tuck this fabric piece around the sheet of foam like this onto the inside. Tuck it properly all in, and then fold this next piece of fabric atop this fabric like this and secure the 3 pieces together, putting safety pins on the edge. Just secure it with the safety pin or eye pin, whatever you have. Tuck this unsewn ends really well and put the pins here. So it's ready now. This is the top portion of the back, so then keep it like this. Here I have put it like this, and we're just going to sew it with this crochet fabric. Here I have my needle with the thread, and I'll just put 2 pins to hold this. So here I'm going to sew the 2 pieces together, insert the needle into this fabric lining, and then through this crochet fabric and whip them together, working a few knots here in the corner to secure the corner really well. And nextly grab the crochet fabric and then insert it through the fabric of this lining and just begin working the invisible hem the way we worked our side and bottom panels. The same way I'm going to sew it here also. And remember, I'm only stitching into the fabric lining and not at all into the foam lining. So don't stretch the crocheted fabric at all and keep working this invisible hem like this. And keep the stitches really tight. See how clean it looks? Just keep working this hem through both the fabrics to secure them well in place. Move just like this, and we have to sew it all the way round till we reach back here up again. So I have sewn it well on all the sides, and then just working my last few stitches to end it up. In the corner again I'll put a few knots on this side also. And then I'll secure my thread into this fabric downwards, moving like this. Having secured well, cut that extra thread and see this panel, front or back, whichever you want to keep it for, it is ready and well sewn with the lining and the crocheted fabric. The same way here, create and pad the other portion, the other square as well. Nextly, I have this wooden handle here and I want to secure it here in this grey shade, leaving a equal distance from both the corners. Here I am leaving 7 stitches in the yellow shade from this corner and leaving 7 stitches from this corner in the yellow shade. I am putting this marker in the 7th stitch, as this is the right size for my handle, and I will be securing it here only. So here I have my needle with the thread, the same shade of thread that I am going to work my handle into, and hold these pieces together like this and take out the thread. Keep a little longer tail onto the inside and see I am only inserting through this crocheted fabric and not through the lining. And then I'll first secure this handle on this side. So then take it out on this side, and first let's put knots to secure the thread here well. Again, hold them together properly. And just wrap this yarn around this handle, working stitches around it like this. Work a few more loops. See, I'm only taking it out to the crocheted fabric and I'm not at all working it into my lining. And then I'll put this loops on this handle vertically as well. So again, hold the pieces together well in place. And nextly I'm going to wrap it like this. See, I'm only sewing to the crocheted fabric. Just wrap it around this handle on this side as well a couple of times. So this is now well wrapped on both the sides of the handle. Just like this, you have to secure this end of the handle as well, working on both the sides here as well. So then I'm going to tie the knots again a couple of times, cut that extra thread, and here we have loose ends. Secure them into this very section of the grey shade. So just like this, secure the handle on this side as well. So here this portion is prepared well. See, it's lined well onto the inside with the foam and the fabric, and the handle is also put well at the top of it, and it really looks nice and neat. The similar way I have created the other section as well, and both the pieces are ready here, front and the back. And nextly, into this upper section of the crochet fabric, we are going to put the zipper here. We'll sew the zipper into this crochet fabric that we created like this. So here, first put one of the pieces, one of the sections like this, with the zipper on the lower side, and putting this section atop the zipper like this. I'm going to secure the two pieces, the zipper and this crochet fabric together, putting the safety pins or eye pins. We simply want to hold the two pieces together. So all through the length, just keep putting this and keep maintaining the same distance all through. So it's well secured with the pins, and then I have my needle with the thread. I've chosen the same shade as of my zipper for the thread, and then flip it over like this, keep it like this, and from this side insert your needle through the crochet fabric. Put this knot into the inside. Now first I'll remove this pin so it will be easy for me to work in this corner. Then here take out the needle into this zipper, and here also I'm going to work this running stitch, working small running stitch like this. Make sure that you work small running stitch and the loops are not at all large, so the two fabrics will be in a sturdy position together. See how neat it looks on this side. Make sure that you make smaller loops so the thread will not at all show up on the front side. Keep sewing it, working the simple running stitch. This is the small running stitch, and so it really is a strong stitch. Take out this pin if you have reached one and secure again the next section the same way. And make sure that you use the same color of the thread as that of the zipper, so it will be really neat and clean. So just like this, sew it all the way till the end. Here I have reached here at this end of the zipper, and I'll secure the two pieces here well, putting the knots. Grab a small piece from the crocheted fabric through the zipper and work the knots. And then I simply love to secure a little end of my thread into this fabric itself. Cut that extra thread, and this section of the zipper is sewn with one section of our bag. See how neat and clean it looks. Small equidistant stitches all the way. And nextly we'll sew this side with another side of the bag. Here, put the two pieces again like this. See, this is how I'm arranging it. And again, put the fabric, crocheted fabric with the zipper, and just secure the two pieces together, putting these pins. And then I have opened this zipper up, and from this side I have my yarn attached already, the same way we did in the last section. And just I'm going to work the running stitch here also. Work small equidistant running stitch all through the length of the zipper. If you wish, do secure the two fabrics, the zipper and the crochet fabric, with the safety pins. I can do it without that. So here I have worked it all the way, sewn it well, and reached this corner of the zipper. And here I'm going to put a couple of knots into the crocheted fabric through the zipper like this to secure this end well here. And then I'll secure a little bit of my thread into this crocheted fabric itself, moving backwards like this. Cut that extra thread, and it's done. So the zipper is well sewn with the pieces of a bag. And nextly, I have a long zipper end on this side that I want to trim. So I'll just flip it over like this, and onto this side of the zipper I want to trim it down. So leaving an inch from this head of the zipper, I have my needle with the thread, and I'll just work a stopper here. Simply hand sew the stopper here like this. Work a few tight stitches around this center section of the zipper like this, and our stopper will be ready. It's done now. Secure this thread onto the lower side, working a couple of knots. If your zipper is the same size as your bag, you don't need to go for this step at all. So then skip it completely. Cut that extra thread, and now this is ready. Leaving this, after this stopper, leave an inch around and cut the zipper, leaving an inch after the stopper like this. We just want to keep an inch on either sides of the stopper. See, it's well done. See you next time.